Yeah.
You know, but you would grow whatever seeds.
So you were growing from seed.
Yeah, it wasn't like, I didn't know too many people that were cloning back then.
Yep.
You know, it was all from seed. And like one of my favorite strains actually was created by this dude named Reinhard Delp. He's not alive anymore. He created this thing called the Growbot, right? And it was like a self-contained unit that you can plant in, like a bed kind of, that had a tent that went up and over. And we used to, well, there was some weed that was coming down and it had some seeds in it. And it was Northern Lights skunk #1, I believe. And it was some stinky, light green, fire ass weed. And I was growing that, you know, and
people loving it here. I mean, that's exactly what people want.
Were you seeing a lot of different varieties and shit since you're, growing off from seeds in those days? Like, were you seeing like a bunch of different batches of just like everybody's
weed was different.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the same.
Not like today where it's kind of
every plant is different. He would plant 6 seeds.
Yeah,
and you'd have 6 different phenos or strains.
You'd all throw it into one bag because this is what you got, and this is what's selling. You know, this is what you're selling your eighth for.
And you got to buy the good shit with the not so good shit that we harvested.
And sometimes these people would find a seed in their bag,
and they're growing it now.
An accidental seed, you know. I mean, if you find an accidental seed, the chances of them finding an accidental seed from your bag are pretty high.
Absolutely. To this day, some of the biggest strains are from bag seeds.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Why is that?
Accidental pollination. I mean, it just happens.
Why is it that the quality from bag seed seems to be so much better than like it sticks, you know?
You know what's crazy is like, because it's like a first, like a S1, F1, possibly, you know?
Yeah.
S1, like, so, you know, some people like F1s. Like, personally, I like F1 seeds.
Describe to the people at home, what's a S1 and a F1?
Well, S1 is like a you're selfing, like, so you take OG Kush, your favorite cut of OG Kush, whatever it might be, let's call it OG, and you spray it with feminizing solution. And then that plant will turn into like a male and produce pollen. And then you take that pollen and put it onto that, not that same plant, but the same strain on another, you know, in that same room, whatever. You pollinate those same plants, the same OG Kush. That's an S1.
Got it.
OG self-pollen. It's self.
Got it.
Now you can take OG and cross it into a
lemon skunk. Or no, you got it.
Yeah, you could do that because they're not related. And that would be with feminizing it, that would be like a S1, F1. You're selfing it and you're crossing it.
Crazy.
You know?
So F1's feminized.
F1's feminized or regular.
Yeah.
You know, it's that first generation
forward.
First generation.
It's crossing two completely different plants. You know, not related at all.
Wow.
You know, so if you cross OG Kush and maybe Sour Diesel, maybe somehow those might be related. You know, because
so you couldn't call it a true.
You might not
F1.
be able to true, and those are all accidental, right? Those aren't like someone bred for that shit. You know.
Hey, if you like that video and you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel. First Smoke of the Day clips.